Currency are an FCA authorised and regulated currency broker based in the UK. We're a family-owned business, been around for around 4 years now. We're a team of 12 and we can offer bank beating exchange rates to anybody around the world, be it a UK-based individual, someone who's based in the US or Canada. We're more than happy to help you achieve better exchange rates and also save time on your currency transfers, which is essential when it comes down to buying property in a different country. First of all, I'd look into their previous clients' reviews, maybe on a review site such as Trustpilot or on Google, to make sure they've been doing a good job for previous people who've used that company. Another thing I look into, and obviously pride ourselves on here, is security. So we are an FCA authorised and regulated company to ensure that our client funds are safeguarded in line with the FCA regulations. Also, I feel a personal service, someone who can look after you from start to finish, is key for myself. And again, that's something we pride ourselves on here. The FCA is the Financial Conduct Authority in the UK, and they regulate all financial industries, be it foreign exchange, mortgage brokers, financial advisors. And they audit us, they come in, they check what we're doing with our client funds, where we're putting them, where we're holding them, and to make sure we are following their guidelines every time we are looking after client funds. They do cover all of our licenses that we look after, so be it a client in the US or Canada, again, Australia, wherever it may be, our funds are safeguarded in the same way for those individuals to make sure they are safe and secure whilst we're holding them at optimal currency. I like to make it as simple as possible for people when they're moving funds internationally, because there's enough stress involved when buying property overseas in a different country especially. So if we can make this process nice and easy, we will do for you. The initial conversation we'll find out what you're doing, your timeframes, your volumes of currency you're looking to move, and get an understanding of how you want to do things. I'll also explain about who I am and what I can do for you. Once you're happy, I'll send you a link to register for an account with us. The account is free of charge to set up and doesn't obligate you to use us at all, which is quite key. It doesn't mean you're tied in and have to use optimal currency. Once we've received your identification, so it's very standard, it's a copy of your passport and a recent utility bill or a driving license. The compliance team will check that off, do their investigations, and we are then ready to buy and sell currency as soon as you need to. We can then discuss the different options we have here. There are 2 contracts we look into mainly. The first one would be a spot contract, which is essentially a buy now, pay now deal, where you would instruct me to buy an amount of currency on your behalf, and you would settle the funds in full within 24 hours. The second contract we may look into is something called a forward contract, which is where you're locking into the current exchange rate for up to 2 years into the future. This is great when you're budgeting for a property purchase overseas, as it removes your risk from the currency market. And to hold that exchange rate, we would ask for a margin of anywhere between 5 to 10%, depending on certain parameters of that contract. Regularly when our clients do get in touch with us. Maximum, no, we don't have anything that we can't deal with, but ideally, I mean, clients of ours we look after anywhere between sort of 200,000 up to maybe 5 to 10 million, depending on what they're buying, of course. Minimum wise, we usually say £5,000 would be the minimum. However, if I've helped you buy a property overseas, you're then renovating it, sending a monthly pension or just covering living costs, I'll be more than happy to do transfers anywhere down to sort of maybe £5 to £1,000, £500 to £1,000. The currency market is an extremely volatile market. We can see movements of maybe 1 to 2 cents over the course of 24, 48 hours, which can have a huge impact on your budget for buying or selling a property. One thing that I offer my clients is something called a forward contract. This is something that enables you to lock in the current exchange rate, but for future settlements. So it does remove your exposure from the volatile market. It's something I would say 95% of my clients use who are buying a property overseas. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get the best exchange rate over that 2 to 3 month period you may lock into, but it does give you the peace of mind of knowing your exchange rate will not change as the market fluctuates. A very good question. There are lots of people out there who do our work, not necessarily to the same standards we do. mentioned before, our Trustpilot score is 5 out of 5. We're the #1 rated currency broker on there at the moment. And I think the reason people are happy to leave those reviews and use our services is the fact that we will go above and beyond for you. I will talk to yourself, I'll talk to your estate agent, I'll discuss things with your notaire. I'll ensure funds are in place more than a week or so before the completion date, just to make sure there isn't any stress on this side of things. I understand that buying a property overseas can be stressful, but having the currency stress removed is something that I pride myself on, and we'll do that for you. There are many pros and many cons. It depends what you're looking for. If you're looking for a personal service with someone at the end of the phone who has got over 10 years experience in doing foreign exchange payments for clients, Optimal Currency would be ideal for that. If you want to handle things yourself, use an online provider, that's something you can do. They don't offer the best exchange rates. Their support levels aren't great. Whereas with myself, I'm at the end of the phone, at an email, you can WhatsApp me whenever you need to. I'm very contactable between the office hours and will gladly assist to take the stress away again. I think exchange rates, yeah, as I say, are very volatile. I'm happy to monitor the exchange rates for our clients, keep an eye on things, update you as and when I feel necessary. It's not going to be a phone call every half an hour from me, but if you've got something going on and I know there is an impending transfer, I will keep an eye on things to make sure you trade at the right time, because my interests are there for you as well. The costs associated with using me, the application to set up an account is free of charge. We don't charge a transfer fee. We don't charge commissions. We make our money much like the banks do, in the difference in which we buy and sell our currency at. However, our margins are a lot smaller. We're not a large bank. We don't deal with credit cards, mortgages, loans. We just deal with foreign exchange payments for our clients. Which means we can achieve a much better rate of exchange for you, so you can save money compared to using the banks. Our margin and profit is all built into the background to ensure it's a nice, clean, easy service for you. What I found is having a notaire on your side. They will supply you with all the documents that you need, such as your RIB for where I'm going to pay the money to, the compromis de vente, which will have been signed already, and they will just have your interest in place as well. You don't necessarily need a bank account in France at all to use our services, as we will transfer funds direct to the notaire for you. As I said, I will talk to the notaire for you, make sure they know the money is coming from Optimal Currency. Every payment we make is referenced in your name to ensure I know who it's for, and I always make sure funds are with the notaire, I would say at least a week before the signing, just to make sure there are no hiccups at the last minute. There's a team of 12 of us here at the moment. We're all very experienced. We've all got a minimum of 10 years experience in dealing with foreign exchange payments. We're owned by a family, a couple, David and Charlotte, who I've worked with again for 10 years now. We work very closely together and make sure, yeah, obviously the team we employ here are experienced enough to make sure your journey is good. We have an in-house compliance officer. He's been doing this work now for around 18 years. And he's someone I talk to regularly to ensure payments are made efficiently and on time. Very active on LinkedIn. Our currency page there, Optimal Currency, is updated regularly with various information. If you want to know what's going on with the markets weekly, we do a Monday morning update on what might affect the exchange rates over the course of that week. We'll do a roundup every month as well. We also try and introduce our team a little bit more as well, because I think that's important. You need to know who you're dealing with and why you're dealing with that company. We do post on Facebook as and when we need to. And also, if you do ever register for an account with us, we're happy to offer a weekly and monthly update on what's moving the markets as well. Excited to offer the members of Moving to France a Amazon voucher after they've done £5,000 worth of trading or more with Optimal Currency. That can be in pounds, dollars, euros, whatever currency you're looking to receive that voucher in. I'll happily send that across to you once we've got to know each other and worked with your currency transfers. The amount of the voucher is £100.